Okay, let's take a look at our first example. These are also systems of linear equation, except that these are word problems. Unlike the mechanical one that we did, these ones you have to find a way to put the equation together. So let's take a look at example one. In a certain game, a player can solve easy or hard puzzles. A player earns 30 points for solving an easy puzzle and 60 points for solving a hard puzzle. Tina solved a total of 50 puzzles playing this game, earning 1,150 points in all. How many hard puzzles did Tina solve? Well, the best way to solve this, and I'm going to show you two different ways of solving this. But in this particular case, you have to develop the equation. You have to write the equation down, and then potentially you can either solve it or use in algebra, or you can plug in the number. So let's first set up the equation. I'll always encourage you to use letters that represent what the deal is. In this particular case, we are solving hard problems, so I'll say H will be equal to hard, and then easy problems, so E will be equal to easy problems, right? So let's do it that way. Now, it appears Tina solved 50 in all, so that means Tina solved H and E is equal to 50. This is the number of hard problems you solve, and this is the number of easy problems you solve. That is our first equation. Now, it turns out a player earns 30 points for solving an easy problem and 60 points for solving a hard problem. So since we had H starting, we are going to say, well, the 60H plus 30E is equal to the total amount of 1950. So these are the two equations you have to solve to be able to find H and E. Now, at this point here, you can solve them using algebra, or you can begin to plug in. That is, once you set this up, you can't get it wrong. You can plug in if you don't want to solve it algebraically. So let's play with a plug-in. Suppose you want to, now the plug-in, the best approach is this. You're going to plug in here because you'll be able to get the second number from here. So if you want to assume the answer A is correct, then that means H is equal to 10. So 6 times 10, 60 times 10 plus 30 times how many E's we have? E's, and therefore will be equal to 40. And this will be equal to 600 plus 1200, which is 1800. And that is wrong, because it's supposed to be 1950. So let's move to 15. So I have 60 times 15 plus 30 times, how many do we have? That will be 35. And that will be equal to 900 plus, and what is that? So let's grab our calculator here. Maybe we can bring our calculator here and do that one. So let's bring our calculator here and do, we want, let's do this. Let's do 30 times, is it 35? 35, and that's equal to 1050. Let's add 900 to it plus 900. And that is 1950, and I think that is what we want. So let's come back here. So this one here becomes, I think we got 1050, and the total is 1950. And 1950 is so obviously your answer choice will be that of B. But if you want to solve this algebraically, the smart thing to do is, when I take a look at these two equations here, remember, if I want H, right? So I have to eliminate E. So let's multiply the first equation by negative 30, and that will eliminate it. So that equation becomes negative 30H negative 30E is equal to negative 1500, and this will be 60H plus 30E will be equal to 1950. When you add these two together, we get 30H 0 is equal to 450, right? Yeah, this and this is 450. So we divide this out by 30, divide this out by 30. So this will cancel that. So H is equal to 15. That is why H is equal to 15. So you can solve this algebraically. You get 15. You can just plug in. You get 15 as well. So you can decide which method you want. I'll always encourage you to do a plug-in if you can set the equation, if you don't want to deal with the algebraic manipulation and stuff. All right.